So,
welcome back.
start it over.
Konnichiwa, kawaii.
So Jacob really wanted to start off the podcast, and then as soon as I did the 3, 2, 1, Tyler had to jump
The
in.
Leo
And the
out-Leo'd
the
Leo.
face on Jacob's face was like
Defeat. Because he said, he
defeated.
told me I could do it. And then he said,
Everyone needs to
backseat.
understand that we have a battle of the Leos now.
I'm not
So
battling
it's like-
anyone. We're not battling.
Yeah, you are.
No, we're not.
No, it's not a battle if you already know who won.
Oh,
No, he's twirling his hair right now.
I surrender.
you surrender?
I surrender. I don't want to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Winning's overrated.
Well,
No, it's not.
as long as you have my attention, that's all that matters.
That's very true.
That's right.
Konnichiwa, kawaii.
Okay. So, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Spirits of the Round Table.
Arigato.
Welcome back.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm okay.
How are you, Tyler?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't know about you.
So tonight, you've heard the Japanese that Jacob has said,
Yeah.
right? We're going to talk
Arigato.
about Japanese mythology.
We're probably going to hear that word about.
Okay, before we start this, before we even go into Japanese mythology, we have to tell everyone we don't know.
We don't know.
This is a Tyler thing.
I mean, I know some. That makes me sound
He's a
like
mythology teacher.
Even beyond that, like, I mean, I feel like this is a common disclosure for us. We can't talk.
Yeah.
Period. Like,
I
I, mean,
can't
it's
talk.
just
I can't talk.
some of us are more articulate than others. Kaylin, you're articulate.
Aw,
We're
thank you.
not. You
She's an
know,
articulate
I'm an
artiste.
articulate lady.
you are an articulate lady. But
you just struggled with articulate just
did.
then.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I can't even
It's
speak
in my
English.
birth chart. I'm sorry. I'm a Capricorn rising. I have to be that way.
Why do I have to be a Capricorn moon?
I can't help you with your
My death's
Family
in
issues.
reverse and familial issues.
Sorry.
What a Capricorn thing to
I
say.
know.
Like to
It's
sit
like,
there
I'm
and like,
just
I
gonna
can't help you with
make
your
fun
family
of your
issues.
Capricorn moon. And your,
It's okay though.
I may take that part out.
No, leave it. Remember, what did we talk about?
We didn't talk about anything, but I mean,
Yeah, we did.
I understand nothing
We're-
of what's going
he
on.
won't understand. Yeah.
We're leaving stuff,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we can be our authentic selves.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it in.
I'm a Scorpio rising, Gemini sun, Capricorn moon. I'm a dick.
AKA asshole.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you're a Capricorn rising, so you have
A Virgo sun.
a Virgo sun.
Amen.
Cancer moon. I'm a boss bitch.
I
She's
don't,
a boss
Amen.
bitch.
I don't know what I am,
You're a Leo sun, Aquarius
It's
rising, Scorpio moon.
Yeah.
which I don't know what any of that means.
So he is a weirdo that
Loves attention,
secretly, but
Secretly.
not in
but
public.
not in public.
Yeah.
What am I?
Gotcha.
You're a Leo, Libra. So you are beautiful
Oh,
and balanced
thanks.
and love the attention if it's from us.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, also a secretive attention lover
I'm secretive.
for the attention.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking
Not
about
what we're
tonight.
talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
no, we're not talking
Sorry.
about astrologicals.
Went off
So
on a
tonight we
tangent.
want to talk about Japanese mythology and get
Yeah.
into some
Myths.
aspects of Shintoism. Talk about some of the goddesses and let's call it a panel of gods
panel.
and
I feel like
goddesses.
it's a
Pantheon.
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 Yeah.
And stay tuned at the end. I can tell you how to gua sha.
Okay. Isn't
Not
that
really.
Korean?
Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry. Oh, please don't sue me or cancel me.
Tyler, where do you think we should start?
Um,
Do you think we should talk about the heart of Shinto?
yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was laughing because I took a drink and I thought it was going to spill out of my mouth, but it didn't.
So,
Because Shintoism and Japanese mythology are essentially kind of one and the same, kind of.
Yeah.
Shintoism is like, I guess you kind of say it's like the offshoot of it because it's the religion that's still lasting today in Japan. Pretty much like primarily focused in Japan. You don't see it really out. It's not like a Buddhism that spreads or anything like that. It's very kind of centered
yeah, and from
in
what
the heart.
like the thing that I've seen is it's like not necessarily a religion, quote unquote, that you would think of as
Right.
in like you
Yeah,
know.
that's the thing too. Is like most of your Western religions and mythologies are very different to your Eastern religions and mythologies.
Right.
Like, a lot of your Eastern religions and mythologies are much more ways of lives, philosophies.
Exactly.
Because you could even say, because there's the big argument, is Buddhism a religion or is it a philosophy? And most people say it's both. It's a little bit of both. Most people argue it's a little bit of both, but also too, there's not a
you don't worship
divine
the Buddha.
being. Yeah, exactly.
You learn from the Buddha.
Exactly. So,
It's a religiosophy.
That's like a debate still going on. I mean, I feel like with a lot of people, I would argue, it's more of a philosophy. It's
very different. The way that you worship Jesus Christ, or you worship the gods from Hinduism.
But then you can argue, but in Christianity, yes, you worship him, but you also see him as a model to base your life after.
That's true. That's true.
The same as, you know what I'm saying? So like that would be kind of where the argument comes in that, well, in that case, it's kind of a religion in that sense.
So Shinto follows that same sort of path, as it's a way of living in harmony with the energy around you.
Yeah.
Right? So at its core, Shinto is about one simple idea, and I love this. The world is alive, and everything has spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
that.
Hello, Pocahontas.
Yeah.
The spirit everywhere. My river friends, my rock friends, it all has a spirit.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
I always think that's interesting too. I've always loved that idea too, because that goes back. I mean, this doesn't have to do with the Japanese mythology, but kind of Eastern mythology, in the sense that like a lot of Native Americans had more of like an Eastern kind of philosophy in the way they worship. Yeah. And then you think about, well, they came. Once again, most theories is that the land bridge and all that stuff came from Eastern areas, traveled over, so it would like they carried that type of knowledge or that idea with them. I just think that I love that type of thinking.
Like,
it's beautiful.
Animist way of living, which I love, is that seeing spirit everywhere. Everywhere.
We should all be like that today.
Yeah, like I think it's a great way to live. Like when you're passing the tree outside, it has spirit. The ground has spirit. The rock has
even
spirit.
Still, it also I think it kind of goes into, you can look at like animistic views as like not living beyond your means, and like even if you're like a hunter or a meat eater or something like that, like you're not killing, you're killing for necessity.
It's not just for sport.
Or just to be doing it. There's like
which some people do.
There's like a respect to it type of thing, which I think is really cool.
And some religions will take that farther and do a more vegan and vegetarian lifestyle. But it like, look at the Native Americans, right? They're not majority, not vegetarian, not vegan, right? But they give thanks for the animal and for what it provided for them.
It's so crazy that you said that, like walking outside and like looking at the tree and knowing that there's a spirit there, because I know we talk about her a lot. And if you're listening, Tina, we love you. But last time I was, with her, that sounds really weird, at her house.
Right.
That sounds even weird.
It does sound weird. Okay, listen. But we were talking about she was talking about we need to get outside more, and not just to for grounding, but in the sense of go sit on a rock, because she was like, the rock has so much energy because of how far they sit under the earth and what the earth is providing
how grounded that rock.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And to sit there and to feel it, and even or just she was like, go sit with plants, go sit with them. She was like, they don't have the same nervous system that we have where we feel pain, but she was like, at the same time, they're living beings and they can provide you so much with just being with them. And she was like, you will learn a lot just sitting there with them.
I love it.
And it's that's so crazy to sit and think about, because it's it's plant, you look at them until you have that perspective and you're like, it's plant, but then it's holy shit, but it's not. It's a living thing that has
a little
spirit.
baby. It's a little baby, and we gotta love him.
I do whenever there's a windstorm, I go outside and talk to my trees and tell them that they are strong.
They are strong. Yeah, you do. You've always given that. You are strong. You are powerful.
Your roots go deep into the ground.
Deep.
You are beautiful. You are important. You are
Keep
special.
Your limbs tight to your.
We
I
love each
posted a
other.
video of that on TikTok, and somebody commented, and they were like, "Why am I crying right now?"
Yeah.
Someone was like, I hear a little subliminal message like, don't fall on my house, but also you're so strong.
Yeah, but like, I mean, everyone needs a little like reminder every now and then.
Yeah. I love it. I love this idea.
I do like that idea though. Like that
the rocks
all of
and
nature
stuff.
has
Yeah.
energy. Well, it's, and once again, I know I always
He's
say
turning
something
witchy
about Lord of the
woo.
Rings. I feel like, but that's still my favorite thing about the Ents when they start fighting back because it's
I
like nature.
love the Ents.
Yes.
That's probably one of my favorite characters created within that whole world.
Well, because the whole, like when Tolkien wrote that, it was like during the Industrial Revolution, and it was
When all
like
the
when we
trees
were
were being cut
destroying
down.
things.
And that's why
And it was like nature fighting
there's
back
so
against that.
I love
few
that.
trees. When you look at Ireland and Scotland and England compared to here, how many trees there are? There's hardly any forests. You know, there's more up north in Scotland, but like I know that's not what we're talking about. But
it's
I'm
still-
very
it's-
passionate about trees.
Yeah. No,
I love trees.
Um,
I really do. I do
we should
love
do that.
trees.
We should all go
They provide
when
me a
we're-
place to hammock.
like in Scotland. We'll
What?
just find somewhere and we'll go be with nature while we're there.
Yeah.
are we taking our hammocks?
We can.
I mean,
Tyler, do you have a hammock?
I would be down for
No.
that.
Why?
I'll sit on the grass.
You don't want a hammock?
I'll sit on the grass.
You can have mine because I want to buy a new one anyway. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, they're not that. We can easily put them in our luggage.
oh yeah, they're not
Yeah.
big at all.
If you didn't listen to last week's podcast, we were going to Scotland in October.
Scotland.
So.
Woo-hoo.
So one of the bigger differences between like Western religions and Shinto is the purity and the sin view, right? So Shinto isn't focused on sin and guilt and punishment like a lot of Western religions are. Instead, they focus on purity and balance. So people practice rituals to cleanse the spiritual impurities, reset their energy, and stay aligned within the harmony.
So they don't have trauma.
Love that for
They aren't going to therapy.
It's
as
interesting,
adults.
though, like when you think about Japanese culture today and you think about the people, like, aren't there like a set of a certain age of men who haven't left their house in like, is that Japan or is that China? Where they're just like stuck in their home and they're depressed and they play video games like all day.
That sounds awful.
In Japan?
I think it's Japan.
I didn't know that.
That sounds
Why?
really sad.
Like, what's the?
Well, I don't know the correlation between Japanese people today and Shinto. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that is, but there's so much pressure from their families to be something that a
Yeah.
lot of them end up shutting down.
Well,
And just
I
staying.
feel like that's even common over here with like
Yeah. That's sad.
Japanese culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Asian culture. Period. They have that pressure behind it
Yeah.
to be better and do better. And
Well, and I think if you like, okay, the group of people in Japan who withdraw from society and live in their homes for months or years are called the hikikomori. It's like social withdrawal affecting young men who rarely leave their homes. And there's also a big like,
is that the never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also, there's the suicide force in Japan. This is not what we're talking about.
Oh
I'm
my
so
gosh.
sorry. But like have they left their Shinto ideas? I don't know. I don't
And,
know what the statistics
is
are.
that their deconstruction, like the equivalent of their deconstruction to leave their
Maybe.
Shinto ideas, and then they
Forgetting about the harmony within nature and within
Yeah.
everything, Anyway, so Shinto
that's mind blowing, kind of to think about.
is kind of the foundation, right, of the mythology. Right. So, who should we start with when we're talking about mythology? Should we talk about your guys?
Yeah, we can because they're the creator, like kind of the
Okay.
creator gods.
So tell us about your guys.
So Izanagi, and Izanami, I think is how you say both of them.
Interesting that it sounds a lot like
And
Anunnaki.
that's what I thought when he said it.
I whipped my head
Jacob
at
and I
KK.
both were like, okay, please give us guidance on this.
So essentially, Izanagi and Izanami they're both the creator gods. They come from primordial beings like the kami that was already around. The story is between both of them. Basically, They fall in love. They have this ritual that they do, essentially like a marriage. The
they're
story,
men?
huh?
They're both men?
No,
Oh.
man and woman.
Oh.
And so the story is that Izanami, she's actually the first one to perform the ritual and say things, and then Izanagi says it. They consummate the marriage. They have children, but the children are born and they're almost like deformed. And that kind of goes back to the culture during that time, because the whole reason they were deformed and not perfect beings or whatever it might be was because the woman spoke first in the ritual.
What?
So
Okay.
they had to go back and perform the ritual again, and this time Izanagi had to say it first, and then they birth children. Now there is some good that comes out of it. So one of the kami that was born, I think, out of the first ritual became the essentially the god of the sea, not storms and things like that, but god of the sea. Or
that's the one he has.
no, that's different. That's
Okay.
different. So I'll explain that here in a minute too.
Okay.
So the story goes is that after they perform the ritual the second time, they end up birthing more children. Those become kami, because once again in this mythology too, there are countless kami.
Can we pause right
Okay.
here
Okay.
and have you tell us a little
over
bit
the
about
kami?
kami?
Yeah.
So basically, they're not just gods. They're like a presence that arise wherever life, power, mystery, significance gathers. And they're less like the beings that you would worship. They're more like a force that you enter a relationship with.
Yeah. So side note too, that's when I say gods of something, that's basically putting it in terminology, because a lot of times when they reference them as gods or goddesses, you're putting it in Western
gods.
terminology.
Yeah, they're not gods, but they're not gods.
They're basically forces of nature kind of
I'm
thing.
feeling like it's more elemental.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah. So they can be personal. They can be natural forces, winds, rivers, storms. They can be places, a mountain, a forest, specific trees. They can be ancestral spirits. They can be phenomena like growth, fertility, decay, transformation. So instead of a hierarchy of this is God, this is not a God, they operate more on a spectrum, if you will.
I love that.
Yeah. It's kind of anywhere, everywhere,
I love
all of
that.
it. You know what I'm saying? It's all there. The core idea is they inspire awe. So one of the oldest way kami were described is tied to the feeling of awe, something powerful, beautiful, terrifying, beyond understanding, and demanding recognition, which kind of goes into the force of nature and
you cannot ignore a tornado coming to your house.
A
You know,
thunderstorm.
No.
Yeah,
it demands recognition.
Yeah,
Look at me, I'm
or
coming.
the breathtaking mountain that you see in the distance.
Oh, I always look at the mountains.
You see it, and that could be kami. In
Love-
essence.
Okay, I love that.
I
Yeah.
love this.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
We're gonna turn
It.
it.
Are we
Do we
turning
have to
to Shintoism?
do we have to convert to Shintoism?
Konnichiwa.
I've been needing a good rebirth. So, even a moment in your life that changes you forever could be considered kami adjacent.
Wow.
Wow.
That whole death rebirth.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's not about the object itself. It's about presence felt through it. Kami are relational, not absolute. So going back to the Western frameworks, a god exists whether you interact with it or not. Kami's different. They become active through attention, ritual, relationship, acknowledgement. So acknowledgement, I would take it. You're driving, you see the mountain. We're driving, we see LeConte in the background. It's
That's kami.
damn, that's kami.
Wow.
Wow.
I love this.
That's kami. It is kind of giving me
This is so cool.
hair standing up.
It is really beautiful.
I figured y'all would like this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Thank you for making us research this. I love it.
This is why shrines exist. They're not homes for gods, but they're points of connections.
Yeah.
Which kind of ties into
vortexes and
everything.
portals. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone has shrines. Like it kind of ties into what we've always talked about, how everything ties back. I know Western versus Eastern.
Oh, I got
like,
some stuff for you.
Everything ties back.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we have little, altars, if you will. Like your coffee table is kind of your
living altar.
Your living altar. Ours is kind of our table at home, with our little shelf in the background. So I mean, those could be our shrine.
Point.
Yeah, it's a connection point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So,
huh.
Are we Shintoists? Is that how they're called? Shintoists?
I don't know.
Shinto.
Are we
Shintos?
That I don't know. I just know it's Shintoism, but that's all I know.
So they're not fully good or evil. Kami are not moral in the human sense. They can be nurturing, destructive, protective, chaotic. Take Susanoo. And if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry.
You're not.
He brings storms and destruction, which we're going to jump into in a minute. But he also kind of brings protection and renewal. It's not a contradiction. It's wholeness.
Ooh. Ooh.
The yin and the yang.
I love that.
Let's see. It's pretty much everything that I have here. Humans can become kami after death.
Okay.
Objects can also become kami after long use. And then emotions and events can take on a kami-like presence.
I want to be kami.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I love the aspect that like we can literally go outside your backyard and look around and be like, all of this.
Wow. I love it.
Love that too.
So now that we know what kami is, let's go back to your stories, so we can know what you mean when you say kami.
Okay, so Izanagi and Izanami. Izanagi and Izanami. They perform the ritual a second time. Oh, and to backtrack too, I thought this was interesting. When they have their first deformed child, it was the name, I can't remember the name of it. Hiroku, I think is how you say it. Essentially, the story goes is that this kami was put into a basket and floated down the river.
You're joking.
Moses?
Not joking.
What?
Seriously. Floated down, yeah.
What? This is where you were like, I'm going to
this is where I was like, I was going to tell you something. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just kind of a side note on that one.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What the kami?
So are we
being punked?
well, I mean, the thing is like, did the men who wrote the Bible, who came up with these stories, did they like look and just pick and choose from each individual? Like, okay, we're going to take from the Celtic deities this story. We're going to take from the Shinto this story. Like, we're going to like take all of this together and like form our own magical book.
I don't know. It said he was placed in a reed boat, though. So, like, essentially like yeah.
What?
A reed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
So,
this is our existential crisis over here. We're like, what is happening?
So essentially, then they consummate the marriage for the second time. They have a bunch of children, all kami, all the offspring. Essentially, that's where the creation kind of comes in.
Okay.
They start. I think it's either after that or before that they start forming the actual islands that become Japan. So that's where creation kind of comes into it too. Essentially, what happens then is once all the kami start being born. Go ahead.
They become the islands of Japan.
They start forming it. They start forming the islands.
So basically, when you touch down on an island in Japan, Japan is an island as a whole, but kami is, so the island is kami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the whole land. That's
doesn't that make you think of Danu in Ireland?
Yeah,
like how Danu becomes the island.
She was the mother of
So
Sorry,
no, you're
Go
good.
ahead.
You're good. So then, they they have the children. She's birthing children, a lot of children. The last one she births is the fire kami. Once she births the fire kami, it essentially causes her great pain. She ends up dying from that. She goes to the underworld. Izanagi goes to find her and is basically told that she will be restored and that he has to wait and he can't see her. He goes to the underworld anyways to see her. So that kind of goes into like the story of Orifice with Greek mythology, where he's not supposed to look back, and he does. So when he goes to see her, she has this decayed body, this decomposing body.
Same.
Freaks out. He freaks out. Come to find out, the reason why she has this decomposing body is because she has eaten food of the underworld, and she is now tied to the underworld.
So
Persephone.
Eve. Oh, I was thinking.
Oh,
Eve.
yeah, okay.
And the fairies.
But once again,
lands.
the fruit thing you see.
Eve. Eating of the forbidden fruit.
Thing you see pop up a lot because, like the Eve story, the story of Persephone and Hades, tying her to the underworld.
Yeah.
Also,
the forbidden fruit is always there.
And also, the fairies, if you eat their food, you're like tied to them.
You're tied to their world.
That's crazy. It's all crazy. The world's crazy.
Izanagi then tries to escape because he gets chased out. He puts a boulder in place of it in order to seal the door to the underworld. He leaves, and then the story is that in his just pain, he starts crying, and out of his tears, his left eye, a deity is born. Out of his right eye, a deity is born, and out of his nose, a deity is born.
So is that where we get?
Lisa left eye.
Oh.
Did you say Lisa Left Eye?
Respect. Yeah.
Who's that?
She's from
TLC.
TLC.
Oh.
You don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah,
baby.
don't go chasing waterfalls.
Oh.
Anyways,
So like that's the main story of like the creation.
but is the
comments,
creation from the tears? Is that Amaterasu and Susanoo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Kawaii.
So it's like a Japanese version of like Hadestown is what I'm thinking in my head, because all I can think of right now is because you were comparing it to.
Izanami is also interesting because she becomes the goddess of the underworld because she's tied there to it.
So it is basically Greek mythology.
I think it's fascinating that there's so many correlations with Greek mythology, and there's no evidence that Greeks and Japanese didn't interact until about the 15th or 16th century, years after these mythologies were written about.
And Japanese mythology is likely older than Greek
for sure. For sure. But just the fact that one mythology and another mythology were written thousands of years before they're going to interact with each other, and there are similarities, is fascinating to me.
And that Japanese mythology passed down through ritual and storytelling, right? They weren't just writing it down.
No, it was a lot of oral storytelling.
I love this. I think
it's really beautiful.
it is so beautiful.
It is. It's beautiful.
We have when is it a good time for me to talk about Amarat?
You can go ahead.
Is it a good time
Yeah.
now? Okay.
I mean, he kind of set it up with the tears. They cried the tears.
Amarat was one of the tears that were born, right? This is the goddess of the sun, ruler of the heavenly realm. So she was one of the most important kami in Shinto. She represents light and order and harmony in life itself.
Aww.
Basically, if she's gone, everything falls apart. And there's a myth that proves that. So
is she like the light?
She's like the sun.
The sun, and then okay.
She's the son of God of
Izanagi.
Izanagi.
Is there a trinity here? Are we jumping into the trinity? Is there a trinity?
There are three the major siblings.
Yeah.
Jacob will talk about one of them.
Yeah.
But so here's a story that involves Jacob's character Susanoo. So this is one of the stories that everyone remembers if they have been taught Shinto or mythology, right? So after one of Susanoo's destructive tantrums, I just love that we gave you, when we were deciding who was going to do what, you took that one, and we didn't know that it was the most chaotic person.
Yeah.
We were literally standing outside of a Planet Fitness.
Chaos. I just chose it because I thought
we
the
rock
name.
paper. We flipped a quarter.
We flipped a quarter
for who would
for Emarat in the kami. Yeah.
So crazy.
So after one of Susanoo's destructive tantrums, Emarat retreats into the cave. When she does, the world goes completely dark. Crops fail. Evil spirits rise, and the gods panic. So the other kami come up with a very clever plan. The goddess Ame no Uzumi performs a wild, ecstatic dance outside the cave. The gods laugh loudly. Amarat gets curious because she's got FOMO. They show her a mirror, one of the first sacred mirrors, and she sees her own radiant light, and she steps out.
Aww.
So boom, light returns back.
Love that.
So she's deeply tied to sacred objects that still matter in Japan today. The mirror, which resembles truth and self-reflection, sunlight, life and purity, and rice cultivation, which is nourishment and civilization. So these symbols are a part of the imperial regalia of Japan, which links her directly to the emperor. And one thing I thought was interesting is, what is on the Japanese flag? The red sun.
Oh, yeah.
Amarat is the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So she isn't just myth, she's woven into identity and history. The Japanese imperial family is traditionally said to descend from her grandson. Her main shrine is the Grand Shrine, one of the most sacred Shinto sites. And she represents the spiritual origin of Japan itself.
That's such a pretty shrine.
That is pretty.
So the cave story, it's not just a myth. It hits on themes that you've actually, kind of heard of. Right? The sun goes away.
Yeah.
It comes back.
Yeah.
Sun descends into darkness. The sun comes back and brings
Light and
life.
dark,
The
baby.
sun will come out tomorrow.
So what do you have to say about Susanoo?
Okay. First off, kawaii.
He knows like a couple of Japanese words and he likes to say them. Kawaii.
Konnichiwa, kawaii.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Okay. So Susanoo is the storm god, and he's equal parts disaster and redemption arc.
That's fair. Yeah.
His full name is Susanoo no Mikoto. He is a major deity in Shinto mythology. He rules over storms, the sea, chaos, and a little emotional instability.
Okay.
He's the younger brother of Amaterasu, or Amarat, the goddess, and the sun goddess, and Tsukiyomi, the moon god. So yeah, he's the sibling who flips the table at dinner. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
The chaos phase, and he started off rough. I mean, after being assigned to rule the seas, he refused to do his job, cried so hard he flooded the world. I mean, relatable.
Oh my gosh.
He went to heaven and absolutely wrecked the place. His greatest hits of bad behavior: he destroyed fields, he threw a flayed horse into Amarasu's weaving hall, and caused Amaterasu to hide in a cave. Plunging the world in darkness.
He was the
cause of her. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Brother of the year. I mean, am I right?
Googling, like I Googled them both when you both were talking, just to visual. And it's like, she's just this like cute little like goddess who's like always got a sun behind her, just glowing. And he is like
crazy
chaos. Like,
I mean, same.
Who's the chaos god in Greek mythology? Is that Loki, or Norse mythology? He is chaos.
he looks like chaos.
Who would we say is chaos in
What is it
in
with
Greek
me and
mythology?
lightning lately, you know?
It would just be chaos, the primordial being.
That is a being.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay, crazy.
Okay.
And so because of all of this, he was banished from heaven. But there's a redemption arc.
Archangel.
There is a redemption arc,
fell from heaven.
and it is iconic.
What do you do?
Well, he wandered the earth. He meets a family being terrorized by a monstrous serpent, Yamada no Orochi.
Okay, that makes sense. There was one of the pictures showed a serpent on it, so that makes sense.
And it had 8 heads, 8 tails. It was a big final boss energy.
Wow.
Oh my god. And he makes a deal with the family. If I kill it, I'll kill it if I can marry your daughter.
Okay.
And so,
Fight for your rights party.
yep, he gets the serpent drunk. So there was partying involved. He waited until it passed out and then he slayed it.
Okay.
Wow.
Slay.
And inside of one of its tails, he finds the legendary sword, Kusanagi no Tsurugi. I don't think I'm saying that
Wow.
right, but maybe I am. I don't know. And
He found
this,
a sword in its tail.
yes, and this sword becomes one of Japan's 3 imperial regalia.
Oh.
And what does he represent? He's not just a storm guy who smashes things. He embodies nature's wild, destructive power, emotional turmoil, and impulsiveness, the possibility of redemption after being a total menace. And why people love him, he's not perfectly good, not purely evil. He's deeply flawed, but capable of greatness. I mean, aren't we all, though? I mean,
Yeah.
just how it is. And if Amaterasu or Amara is the steady sun, Susanoo is the thunderstorm that wrecks your house, then leaves the air feeling brand new.
I mean, when you think about the sea and you think about like storms, that is chaos.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is destruction, but also builds things. Think
Yeah.
about what water did to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
apparently it was water. I don't know. It carved rivers and it carved through the rocks, but it also created this grand like view. You know?
Yeah. And so his relationship with his sister, the sun goddess, it's light versus turbulence, structure versus impulse, and calm versus emotional hurricane.
I love how
So-
it's like, I feel like everything.
Yeah.
I know it always ties back, but everything has light and dark.
Well, so that's the cool part because yours came from the nose, yours came from the right eye, and then you have Tsukiyomi who comes from the left eye.
The moon god.
And see, so you have like here's the cool part. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, so left is feminine, right
Yes.
was
Right is
masculine.
masculine.
So wait, which one came from which?
I don't want to get it wrong. The Tsukiyomi, the moon god, came from the right, and then the sun goddess came from the left.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
mind.
but it's also moon is a feminine
Feminine.
thing.
That's
so.
true.
I
Yeah.
always thought it was interesting though because like they're like brother and sister kind of, the moon goddess or the sun goddess and the moon god.
God.
And it's like the flip of Artemis and Apollo in Greek
Okay.
mythology. Like Artemis was usually associated with the moon and the hunt,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then Apollo associated with the sun,
Yeah.
and they were like the twins.
Because typically the sun is more of a masculine idea,
Mhm.
and the
Yeah.
moon is more feminine. So
Which
that
I
is
that
I like
makes-
that it was
yeah.
switched.
interesting. It's
Yeah, it's
switched.
interesting.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love this.
I do too.
This
It's
may
so
be my
interesting.
new like
Hyperfixation.
Yeah, this may be I'm
You'll be on it for a while.
You're
There's so many.
man. It's
Gonna be
super cool.
Shintos. What is the technical Shintoist?
I don't know. I truly don't know.
What do you call a group of Shintos?
I don't know, but it makes me
Googling
want
right
to
now.
It makes me want a bento box.
A bento.
I know, really, like I want some hibachi. It sounds so good.
So
Right
real quick, heaven. You kept saying heaven, right? So I
Yeah.
wanted to look it up, and it's called Takamakahara.
Takamakahara.
Okay.
And it's not quite like the Christian idea of final destination. It's more of a sacred realm where the gods live and operate,
Yes.
kind of like Mount Olympus.
Oh wow,
It's called Takamagara, or the high plane
Yeah.
of heaven.
that's cool.
And or not Valhalla.
That's what I was thinking, Valhalla, but then that's where they.
Midgard,
what's the name? Asgard.
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 Yeah.
Midgard's Earth, right? And then
I don't
Asgard.
know.
I think it's Midgard's Earth, and then Asgard is where so it's like
Where
that.
they hang out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Mount
so cool.
Fuji is, speaking of mountains, like you said, you were talking about Mount
Mount Olympus.
Olympus. Yeah. Mount Fuji is considered to be Kami.
Really?
'Cause it's,
Yeah,
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 it's
for
in
sure.
Japan, so it's probably a very sacred mountain.
Yeah.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I wonder if I bet there's myths around Mount Fuji and like
100%.
things
But there's
that
got to be. Yeah.
happen on
Yeah.
the mountain,
Guaranteed.
which makes me think about Hinduism and Shiva dancing on the mountain, which I want to talk about one day.
Yeah. We did
did
and
a
Jacob
TikTok.
like a TikTok.
Yeah.
Mount Kailash?
Like a
Mount Kailash.
like a really
Mount Kailash.
Yeah.
It rhymes with eyelash.
Yeah. This is really cool, Tyler. Thank you for
Thank you for your
suggesting this
insight.
as
We
a-
love you.
Never
as a
once
podcast.
I didn't know much or anything about it.
You're a real asset to the podcast.
Well, the funny part is the funny part is like honestly, I've looked at stuff before. I've not deep dived into it, but you could spend months or years deep diving into stuff on Japanese because
it just feels very relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Feels very relatable.
And it's also makes me think of how they said that they're not all good and they're not all bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's very relatable.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be all perfect.
Yeah.
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 Which I love.
Yeah. Because that's what a lot of religions expect.
And what a
It's
lot of
like-
crap.
Well, that's why Eastern
Like-
philosophy is so real because it's trying to attain. It's not trying to attain perfection.
Yeah.
Like even with Buddhism, like you're
Right.
trying to overcome suffering. Like you're
Right.
trying
Yes.
to deal with what's in the world. Essentially, you're not trying to be this perfect person in a way.
And really, it's anything other than Abrahamic religions, right?
Yeah.
Because in Abrahamic religions, God is all good and all knowing. But in these other things, like even in Greek mythology, Norse, they're not all good.
No,
They're
that's
not all
well.
bad.
That's the
They
part
teach
that I
you-
love mythology. Sorry, that's the part that I love mythology in general is that it sounds weird, but they're almost more relatable because
they
they gave
are.
in to their appetites of humanity.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
not
you can
a
see so much
perfect
of
In Abrahamic, in Abrahamic, they like the whole thing is God created you in His image, so you're expected
Yeah.
to be perfect. You have that like driven into your head that like if you're not perfect, sorry, shame for you. Yeah,
What's the
Shame.
biggest criticism of Abrahamic religions is that how can you be all knowing and all perfect and there's evil in
Yeah.
the world?
right. Yeah.
So
This is very interesting.
It
Yeah,
is. It's very, very interesting.
Did you guys know about this?
No?
No.
Do you think I know Jack Diddley squat about anything?
Yeah, I'm talking to the listeners.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
guys know about this? Did you guys know about Shinto?
Are you Shinto? Are you Japanese? If you
The-
are, we love you.
Only experience I've had with it is from the Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah,
I've
Ghost of Tsushima is
honestly
such
like
a good,
Oh,
such
yeah.
a good game.
I would love to go any and everywhere that I could go.
I'd like to
But
go
I've
to
never
too.
like it's been there, but it's never been like been there. But like this makes me want to
Yeah.
bump it up.
Yeah.
the
I
list
want to
and make
go
it
to
more
like
of a
the
priority.
rural areas.
There are some
Yes.
beautiful,
Japan's
beautiful
one of the only
parts.
places where I want to go see the rural, but I want to see the cities too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to spend
Very,
a couple days.
very
in the
few
city.
times do I
cities-
want to be like, man, I want to go to
the
this major
cities-
city.
Yeah.
What I've seen in videos
Yeah.
stress me a little bit,
Yeah,
but
they look
big.
incredible.
But I really want a 7-Eleven freaking egg salad sandwich. I know you have an
Oh,
issue
yeah,
with
those
egg
look
salad.
good.
They are. I've heard they are like the best. I just want to go to a freaking 7-Eleven there.
That's so funny.
It is funny. 7-Eleven, Kawaii.
Kawaii.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
So
mind-blowing, kind of.
yeah,
if you guys have any questions or stories, you can email us at
if
spiritsoftheroundtable@gmail.com.
If you know about
Sorry.
Shintoism
Yeah.
yeah, for
or
sure.
what
Yeah.
someone calls themselves if they're a Shintoist, and if that's not the right word, call us out.
Shinto.
Yeah.
And I say
Sorry.
us, I mean me.
Shinto
call
bean.
me out. I'm sorry. I
I don't know either.
apologize,
yeah.
but, like,
DM
Yeah.
us on our
Yeah, let us
TikTok,
know.
Instagram.
Call us out.
hit us up.
Hit us up.
Slide in those DMs.
We
Also, we would really
love you.
we love you, and we would really appreciate 5 stars.
Yeah.
and, a review
And
on,
if it's your
on
birthday,
Apple.
you'll get
Comment
5
on-
stars.
Comment on Spotify.
Yeah.
Give us a comment.
All right.
Happy birthday. Love you. Bye. Good sayonara.
See you
All right,
guys next
y'all.
week.
See y'all.
Sayonara.
Bye.